well people there to judge you. Like, it's all very scary, and so a young and dumb defendant would feel enough of a sense of awe that they would hope. Like, there is real fear coming up in my body. Like, why is he still? He's supposed to turn Frank. Why is he still looking at me? I mean, thankfully I didn't have any lines to fuck up. Yeah. You know, but I was just like, she said, well, we're doing this cartoon and we're using real kids. Do you want to audition? I'm like, all right, sure. And yeah, it wound up being my summer job.
You didn't pay any attention, huh?
That's amazing. This is in the days when everybody would have any kind of TV time with them given.
I'm paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, and if you watch the show, you can tell that this is a total marketing.
And and I think it also, like the 10% of the brain thing, I feel like movies, well, and especially sitcoms, still abide by the statistic, quote unquote, that men think about sex 7 times every day or every 7 seconds or something. And
no, 7 times.
7 times in their life, right? I thought, yeah. And
places like that, yeah, where they're more about rehabilitation, about, like, they have very nice prisons. They've got lower recidivism rates, they've got lower crime rates, but we can't tolerate the idea of someone. And key things such as where he was when the guy showed him the body, like once that he was in the parking lot asleep for a third of our lives. And if you're anything like me, or if you're exactly like our engineer Brett, you got one mattress right after you graduated college, and the only way you're going to get a new one before you die is if you get married. And
Nice stop.
That was Sylvan S.O.
Don't do that shit.
Attacked, or their address is leaked or something like that, or people will look up their old tweets and be like, well, you also said this racist thing, so you clearly weren't raped by it. You know, it'll be, well, back in 2002 you made a joke
with her eardrum that was causing her a lot of pain and throwing her equilibrium off, so I don't always accompany her on doctor's visits, but I went with her to this overnight clinic.
What the fuck?
And the doctor checked her ear out and then turned to me and started explaining what he saw and what he thought about my wife's ear. And my wife was responding to him to make sure.
Probably really beautiful. She's been taken by their paramilitary forces, and they took her up to a field above a town called Suareka, and they did whatever they did to her, and then they cut her.
Theater troupe of the UK announced that it was taking the first ever production of King Lear captured almost exclusively with blanks. Little people, sheep. According to the program,
hot rage. People are like, why don't you just say cut to? Because I don't like that. That's a thing that is done. I get it. Personally, I don't like it. And personally, I'm putting this whole goddamn thing together. And this is the way I like it. I do what I like. Let's have fun. All right, we have our suggestion from Bob Kerr. And that suggestion is very specific.
I mean, it's a working DJ.
No kidding. Actually, think of DJ Quails. That's Dan Quails' DJ career.
Wow. Yeah.
Speaking of potato, anyway, back to what we were talking about. So she gives a speech at the Red Cross Ball. Every or C, his leg?
Going for C again.
Yes, it was his leg. A man named John Wood was keeping his amputated leg in a barbecue smoker,
Pick one.
as one does, so he could be buried with it someday. But the new owner realized that
From NPR and WBEZ Chicago, this is Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, the NPR News Quiz. I'm Bill Curtis, and here's your host at the Chase Bank Auditorium in Chicago.
a sheep farmer may lose his flock after neighbors complained that he was using bad words in front of his sheep. Everyone knows sheep are very sensitive to harsh language. Must be kept pure and
Dumbass.
innocent. You don't want your little sheep going,
Attention. E-classrooms? Oh, no, I don't like it. Brilliant. I love that. We're turning from the middle.
Very cordially to you. Northern poets, northern poets. I'm so northern, I say poetry, not poetry. Northern poets, we're allowed to do high art. Northern
Another
poets,
dip.
northern poets. As long as we spend most of it talking about eating a barm cake up Cleethorpes tops with ex-miners and a dog in a mop cap called Sal.
Thank you, Ian. Maybe one.
so unhappy, the only thing we rank as worse than it is being physically ill. What is it?
Is it done in the home?
No, specifically. Well, sometimes. Some people do it now. I'll give you a hint.
Welcome to Christ. You got right away. You're turning right.
What would you like to eat?
You got right away.
And you're like, can I have 12 donuts for
I
a
hope you're
pound,
hauling ass.
please?
Like, of course you can, because we both know
Nice.
what this is.
Not wearing
We've got a brilliant stand-up to open the show. Star of Radio 4's Small Scenes and Channel 4's Man Down, it's Mike Wozniak!
Fine, and it all turned out fine, but I think that the reason I wanted to tell that story in the book is just that I think what our culture has kind of done in how we view celebrities is really interesting. It's not good for anybody to be looking at that.
It was R, too. Like rated R, not like R2D2. Does that make sense? These jingles are going well.
Last episode, in my interview with Phil Lamar, I struggled to remember a children's cartoon that was based off of an R-rated movie. I remembered right after the interview that it was Rambo. Rambo and the Forces of Freedom.
Nice. Guess what? BMW drivers are assholes. It is still a 45 zone.
By the plot gods, and the truck driver who wasn't paying attention, he sees the rabbit and
Yeah, some kind of a candy bar. And on.
God damn it.
Third is revenge. I hate you. I hate you because you wrecked my car that you borrowed.
I hate you because you didn't give me that promotion I had coming. I hate you because you bring my mail to me late every day. On and on and on. Revenge.
Could have waited. There's nobody behind me.
There's also another important factor in the killer-victim relationship.
Oh, jeez.
Most murderers know their victim.
Damn.
In some way. It may only be social, it may be business, it may be a number of things.
The first
No.
is a movie that's
God
now
damn
at
it.
the end of the tour, starring Jason Segel and Jesse Eisenberg.
Same place.
About David Foster Wallace, an author who I have not read that much of. I have to admit, this made me more interested in reading his stuff, and is just a
Host at the Kentucky Center for the Performing Arts in Louisville, Kentucky, Peter Segel.
Agree. I think you're right, Wayne. Dumb as hell. There you go.
It's great to be making this insane strategy to relationships.
It worked for that lady in Love Actually. She left a note, and she's like, I can't say it at Christmas.
Nice.
Well, can I say it? I'm yours, David.
So what it means to them? Nothing.
The way Lieutenant Kenda describes these killers makes me wonder if he's ever known one. He tells the story of Ronald Lee White.
I have a guy who I have on
Too much
death
of a
row
hurry
in
to stop for
Colorado.
a stop sign.
He's a different dude.
If you're not in a hurry, get
His
on the
name is
road.
Ronald Lee White. Ronald Lee White is movie star pretty. In fact, we called him Mr. Hollywood when we were looking for him.
Life is like a journey. Sometimes we walk along the path of our choosing, and sometimes we're pushed off and into the woods. It's in those moments of chaos, of the unexpected and the unfortunate, that we feel like we've lost control. It's as if someone or something has knocked us off the path we were.
If I could go back,
38.
I had to been 38, 37 or 38.
Yeah, that's a good
If
guess,
I could go back and share with my previous self a story to correct actions, this is certainly going to need an explicit tag. So we're driving home. We're driving.
Lying in a pool of his own blood. The death toll continued, though. Immediately after the wedding, the best man shot himself in the head. The wedding party headed to the train.
Miss Judy Garland. She was such a big fan. She loved two things, booze and these beautiful flappers behind me. Kept looking for a project to do together, never could work it out. I only live for 24 hours.
Series being a bitch.
Boden, was ist unsere Startzeit?
And what was that? Ground, what is our start time? Bowden. No, it's not Siri, that's Google.
Oh, was that Google?
That's Google Translate. That's Google Translate. That's a really good app, by the way.
All right, here we go. This is
Flying around. They're just gonna spoil. They're gonna rot.
Slows down, he has flop sweat, and the word bounces around in his head.
Four in one show. Has that ever happened before? Probably.
Amazing.
Yeah. Thank you, Drew. It's by Yadru user Sinkaivu.
Everybody get on your cell phone and call your parents for one. Okay, but is Marcy and Ned here? Because I know they watch commercials.
Was fired for being too sweaty. 100% true. My sweat was, quote, disturbing the children.
It's fantastic. Where were you along the
John LaPointe, the electrician from the Space Heater incident, voted for Steve, even campaigned for him. John's a slim, dark-haired guy with a goatee and stylish glasses. He's in his 50s. His son also works in the maintenance department. John's a deep...
Bam, fast motion happens, and I turn around and blood is just splatting on the floor. And
MC steps in, and I'm showing her my arm, and I'm saying, call an ambulance. And she says, is that real? And she's like,
that goes over surprisingly well. And so to stop for time, they run through what apparently is the only standby material they have. The boy on stage pulls out a fistful of pages.
Alright, here's something a man named John put on his answering machine.
Watched the live broadcast of his white Bronco driving the LA freeways with police cars chasing him. That was more than the Super Bowl audience that year. 150 million watched the verdict in a trial where he was acquitted of the murders. Quote, witness O.J. Simpson performing hilarious practical jokes and shocking hidden camera stunts on unsuspecting real-life people all across America. No one is safe because the juice is loose again.
I had known them when I was 14. Instead of having to find them
Son of a
myself.
bitch.
Yeah. So, I believe these two emails were referring back perhaps to the same episode. This is from March